Hi everybody, just jumping on with part 2 of our surface spray. I promised that I would. Last week I sent out a photo just showing you what your jar should look like by now, and I just felt mine wasn't quite ready, so I've delayed it by another week. But this is what my jar now looks like, so yours should look similar. Your vinegar should have quite a nice orange colour to it, like this. So easy now. The last phase of this, all you're going to need, I've got a clear bowl because I find it a bit easier, and an old muslin. You can use a cheesecloth. My only bit of advice is whatever you use, keep this cloth as a cloth that you only use for doing surface spray. I also use this sometimes if I'm making dishwashing liquid with soap berries. And that way you just make sure that you're not cross-contaminating cleaning stuff with something that you might use for food. I think that kind of makes sense. So you're going to put your cheesecloth or your muslin over your bowl. I've also got some boiled and cooled water, which I'll come back to in a second. And I've got my spray bottle over here. So all we're going to do is pour your liquid off, so that you can separate your peels. Right, there we go. I just find this is easier than doing it any other way. I've experimented with a few different ways, but this works for me. So, and then you're just going to try and squeeze as much of the vinegar out, separate it out from your peels as much as possible. You can wear gloves if you want to, but don't bother. Okay, so that's that. You've now got your liquid. I'm going to decant about 1/3 of a bottle into here. And then I'm going to top it up with water. You can use this neat, but I prefer not to. I don't think it's necessary. Maybe a little bit more. Okay. Then I'm going to put the rest back into my jar for use another time. So you'll get probably at least another bottle from your stock for when you need a refill. Let's give my hands a bit of a wipe. And then you're going to get your water and top the rest of your bottle up. Make sure you leave enough space for your for the spray pump. I've made that mistake too, where I haven't left enough space and then regretted it. And that's it. Surface cleaning spray, done. Minimal effort. If you're looking at making the switch to natural cleaning products, that if you feel like you've got the time, not everybody does, and I totally get that. My number one bit of advice is don't try and do this all at once. If you look through your cupboards and you chuck everything out, you're just going to create a really intense, overwhelming situation where suddenly you've got to do it all. If you do it gradually, one at a time, the chances are you'll only have to make one product at a time when they run out. And there's a lot of really easy, quick swaps that you can do without it being too much effort. In our house, I've made the switch to pretty much everything. So we don't buy, or I don't buy store-bought stuff. It's personal preference and also a bit of personal experience. When our kids were young, both of them really struggled with eczema. Their skin flared up. And when I started swapping out our cleaning stuff, their skin improved quite a lot. And I wondered then if maybe their delicate skin just couldn't cope with the overload of hidden ingredients that you find in cleaning products these days. So if you want to go down this route, yay, go for it. But just do it one thing at a time. This is a quite easy one to start with. If you want to get a bit of advice, drop me a message, drop me a follow. Let me know what sort of things you're looking at, because I can sort of point you in the right direction. If you saw my blog earlier this week, there's a couple of recipes that you can try to use with bicarb of soda. Also really easy, really effective. Doesn't need a lot, and it's cost effective. Give them a go. Let me know how you get on, and otherwise have a great afternoon. Thanks for watching. Bye.